Roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca? Present. Mr. Comiskey?
Here.
Mayor Morgan?
Here.
Mrs. Joffrey? Here. Mrs. McKnight?
Here.
Salute the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The public meeting of Borough Council, Borough of New Providence, County of Union, State of New Jersey. Adequate notice has been given in accordance with PL 1975, Chapter 231, that an annual notice of revision was made in conformance to Section 13 of the Act. Okay, we have two Class 2 officers that are here tonight that we have to swear in. Let's do the two resolutions, and I'll call you up one by one. I need a motion for Resolution 124.
So moved.
I'll second.
Yeah. Can you read it,
I can read it.
please?
Resolution 2024-124 is a resolution appointing Lindsay Knopf as Class 2 Special Law Enforcement Officer for the Borough of New Providence, County of Union, State of New Jersey. And I just need a roll call, too.
Roll call.
Ms. Belisca?
Aye.
Mr. Comiskey?
Aye.
Mrs. Joffrey?
Yes.
Mrs. McKnight?
Yes.
Resolution 125, can I have a motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
Please read the title.
Resolution 2024-125 is a resolution appointing Wayne Bruton as Class 2 Special Law Enforcement Officer for the Borough of New Providence, County of Union, State of New Jersey.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca?
Aye.
Mr. Comiskey?
Aye.
Mrs. Joffrey?
Yes.
Mrs. McKnight?
Yes.
Yeah. Lindsay's first. Why not?
It's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
Everyone's hold the Bible.
It is.
Your left hand on the Bible. And repeat after me. I, Lindsay Knopf,
I, Lindsay Knopf,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United
and the
States
Constitution
and the
of
Constitution
the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments
in
established
the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of Class 2 Special Police Officer
of Class 2 Special Police Officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
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 Wayne, you're up.
Which winner is this?
Oh, that's good.
At least it wasn't your nose.
I, Wayne Bruton,
I, Wayne Bruton,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will
the
support
Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United
and
States
the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments
and to the government
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of Class 2 Special Police Officer
all the duties of Class 2 Special Police Officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Okay, now we have a proclamation recognizing Mental Health Awareness Month. So can we have the Mental Health Committee come up here with us? Before I read this, I just want to say that Nadine and Lisa came to me 3 years ago and talked about mental health awareness, and I said, go for it. And I know they got Debbie involved, the chairman, and you've done a lot of good in the town, especially after COVID hit. A lot of people had problems. So we're happy to be a part of this, and you've got Berkeley Heights and Summit involved, which was nice. So you go along Springfield Avenue, you'll see a lot of green. And you know I like Pioneer Green. So, whereas mental health is essential to everyone's overall health and well-being, and whereas mental illness are real and prevalent in our nation, and half of us will have a mental health diagnosis at some point in our lives. And whereas all Americans experience times of difficulty and stress in their lives, and should feel comfortable in seeking help and support to manage these times. And whereas engaging in prevention and early identification and early intervention are effective ways to reduce the burden of mental illnesses, and they are to reduce the burden of other chronic conditions. And whereas there's a strong body of research that identifies behavioral health risks and supports specific tools that all Americans can use to protect their health and well-being. And whereas with effective treatment before stage 4, all individuals with mental health illnesses, even serious mental illnesses, can make progress towards recovery and lead a full, productive life. And whereas jails and prisons often have become default places of custodial care for even nonviolent people with serious mental illnesses. And whereas each business, school, government agency, healthcare provider, organization, and citizens have a responsibility to promote mental health and well-being for all. Therefore, I, Alan Morgan, do hereby proclaim May 2024 as Mental Health Awareness Month in the Borough of New Providence. As Mayor of the Borough of New Providence, I also call upon the citizens, government agencies, public and private institutions, businesses, and schools in the Borough of New Providence to recommit our community to increasing awareness and understanding of mental health. The steps our citizens can take to protect their mental health and the need for appropriate and accessible services for all people with mental illnesses. And I want to thank you all for all that you have done over the years. It's a picture. You guys want to say a few words?
I think we were just gonna give awards out to
Oh, that's great.
our students now.
Okay.
Yes.
That's great.
So we had, this year's poster contest was a huge success. We had 3 times the number of posters from last year, both from Saltbrook and AWR. The kids did a fantastic job in depicting what it means to take care of your mental health. And so there was an award for every grade, 1st through 6th. And 3rd and 4th had a big showing, so there were some ties in 3rd and 4th. But we're gonna call your name, and if you can come pick up your certificate, that would be great. So our 1st grade winner was L. Peterfun.
Congratulations.
Great job. Okay.
Should I stay down here?
Yeah. At least one of those early grades. Okay.
It's getting up that stuff.
Our 2nd grade winner, Parker Venkateshwaran. Thank you.
Good job.
The 3rd grade winner, Benjamin Liu. Can you come up, please?
He's better.
Our 2nd, 3rd grade winner, Holly Peterfun.
This one. Right?
I know. She had to bring up a fancy shoes today. So cute.
Okay. 4th grade winner, Arna Argawal. Okay. 2nd, 4th grade winner, Alicia Zhu. Okay. Our 5th grade winner, Pihu Bhargava.
I was like,
Yeah. You know, I should have gone to the gym.
yeah, you need the double green here.
And our last but not least winner is Asha Venkateshwaran, but she's not here today, so her sister, we'll send her award home with her sister.
Let her sister come on.
Yeah, okay.
Come on now. You're gonna double dip, huh? All right.
Look at that.
Okay.
Oh, good. Very nice.
All just come up and.
Yeah, can we have all the kids come up?
Let's have all the winners come on up again.
Bring your award.
Yeah, bring the award, I'll take a picture of everybody together.
We also have positive pickles for you.
Somewhere.
You know what, if everybody
Here, come on
moves
over.
down,
Yeah, let's all stand in the middle.
front, right
Okay.
down.
Move down just a little bit more.
But if all the kids go in front of all the
Yeah.
adults,
Yeah,
that's
that's
really
right.
nice
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah.
Keep going. There we go.
A
A
little
little
bit
more.
more, a little bit more, a little
Almost
bit
half.
more, a little bit more, a little bit more.
All right. Perfect. So hold in front of your face.
Yeah.
Big smiles.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cass. You
Thank you, guys.
Keep an eye open. This is what the bottom.
Thank you.
There's positive pickles.
will always be around so that you know that you're a big deal. Instead of deal, you're a big deal, big deal.
That's a dad joke.
Debbie's propagating dad jokes.
You know, it's always fun to see young kids come here and see what they do. And it's not only a testament to them, but to their parents.
Yeah, definitely.
And, you know, it makes you feel good how great this town really is. Okay, we have public hearing on the budgets. The resolution 126. What?
Just before those, we have two other ordinances for public hearing, 3 and 4. I can read those. It's right before we get to the budget.
Oh, yeah, well, that's what I meant.
I'll just read the title.
Yeah, 124. Read the title, please.
Okay, it's ordinance 2024-3 is calendar year 2024 ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank. And I just need a motion.
So moved. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
If anybody has a question about this ordinance and this ordinance only, please raise their hand.
Kathleen Dolan, 12 Laurel Drive. What is a cap bank?
I think, Jim, you can explain it better than any of us.
It's the amount that you can increase the budget year to year. We passed the ordinance to go to the max to 3.5%. We don't go to 3.5%, but then it allows us to carry that over to use it in another year if we need to. So you could have 2 budget years that you use it before you lose it. So it creates a bank in case we need it because the unknown's out there. So that's what that does.
Okay, so that's actual money that's going in there to?
No, it's not actual money. It's a cap limit. It's not actual dollars.
Okay, the
No.
term is a little
Yeah.
misleading.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Seeing no one, I declare that hearing closed. Roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca?
Aye.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Aye.
Mrs. Joffrey?
Yes.
Mrs. McKnight?
Yes.
Ordinance 04, please read the title.
An ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 243, Section 10, entitled Towing and Storage Fees of the Code of the Borough of New Providence.
Have a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
I'll second.
Anybody wishing to address council on this ordinance and this ordinance only, please raise their hand. Seeing no one, I declare the public hearing closed. Roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca?
Aye.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Aye.
Mrs. Joffrey?
Yes.
Mrs. McKnight?
Yes.
Okay, now we have the public hearing of budgets. Resolution 126, please read the title.
Resolution to read, Resolution 2024-126 is a resolution to read the budget by title. Resolution to read budget by title, NJSA 40A 4-8 provides that the budget may be read by its title only if at least 1 week prior to the date of the hearing and at the hearing, a complete copy of the approved budget shall be made available for public inspection and shall be available to each person upon request.
Okay, can I have a motion, please?
So moved?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca?
Aye.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Aye.
Mrs. Joffrey?
Yes.
Mrs. McKnight?
Yes.
Okay. This is a time fixed for the public hearing on the municipal budget and tax resolution for 2024. The budget was introduced by the governing body on March 26, 2024, was advertised as required by law on April 5th, 2024, together with notice of public hearing for this time. Printed copies have been made available to the public at the Borough Clerk's office, at the Municipal Library, and on the Borough website during the past month. The 2024 municipal budget that is being heard tonight is summarized as follows. Total general appropriations are $25,873,501.81. Anticipated revenues, $8,895,984.98. Total to be raised by taxation for municipal purposes, $15,798,419.83. The tax increase on an average assessed home is 0.89%, or a $58 increase annually.
Okay, at this time, we'll have the public hearing on the municipal budget, and it will be only on the municipal budget, which does not include the school board or the county taxes. So if anybody has any questions or comments, please raise their hand, give their name and address. Yes, Kathleen?
Kathleen Dolan, 12 Laurel Drive. Could you help us understand the difference between surplus and reserves when you're talking about
They're
funds?
they're basically the same.
Are they the same? Because they're used, I mean, they're used differently, so it makes it sound like it's two different things.
Surplus is unreserved.
Unreserved.
It's unreserved fund balance. The other items, the key reserves are not part of surplus. That's reserved for insurance, reserved from storm repairs, which is not part of that.
Okay, so when you talk about the amount that you're holding for surplus, there's a different amount that you're holding for reserves.
For certain reserves, yes.
For certain reserves, that's correct.
Okay. It's very hard to tease that out from what we're seeing in the presentation.
Well, the presentation's only focuses on the unreserved, which is surplus. It's not focused on the reserves that are held for a purpose other than unreserved. If that makes any sense.
Okay, thanks. And then what about fund balance, which is shown in the budget revenues pie chart on slide 10? Is that part?
Fund balance is surplus, unreserved.
Surplus
Yeah,
unreserved?
understand.
Okay. So in terms of the surplus balance, that's on sheet 39 of the budget, it's showing a surplus balance of $7.4 million.
That is before you take the money out of that's being anticipated for the 2024 budget. So there's about $4 million that's anticipated to be used in the 2024 budget. So it comes off the $7 million, so it's really approximately $3 million or so in unreserved fund balance surplus.
Unreserved.
It's on another page.
Okay.
Okay. I guess that leaves the, you said, 3 point, what was the?
3 million, 3.2 million.
3.2 million?
There's approximately 3.2 in unreserved fund balance, which is surplus.
Okay. The point I'm trying to make is that there's almost 29-30% of the budget seems to be allocated to reserves or surplus or unreserved surplus or something where it's not actually allocated to something specific. And that seems like a lot of unallocated budget money. So that's my question is.
It's a very prudent number. It is something that has served the borough well over many, many years. It's kind of like a savings account. As a homeowner, it would be prudent to have money in your bank so that if your roof suddenly is leaking, you have money for that. If there's storm damage bad storms in the town, I mean, that's actually not a good example, but there are specific reasons that we have those. So it's very prudent, and it's something that we've done, and it allows us to keep our AAA bond rating.
Actually, the storm is a good example. Hurricane Ida,
Oh, true.
there was a lot of storm damage. We had to put out millions of dollars to fix what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And fix roads, walls, everything. And bridges, we had to pay all of that out of surplus. FEMA doesn't come up with the money for like 2 or 3 years. So if you don't get that money, we don't have that money, we can't fix what's destroyed by a town.
Mm-hmm.
So another thing is snow plowing. Some years you get inundated with snow. A lot of towns got caught a couple of years ago, they didn't have money for salt, they didn't have money in their overtime to pay for the guys going out for snow. So, like Diane said, it's a very prudent number, and I think that's pretty much the percentage that the state says you should have.
Well, I did ask the auditors for some guidance on this, and they said a good practice is 25% of your budget or 1 month's expenditures, including the school and the county, which when I did that calculation comes to about $6 million. Our financial cash management plan says anything over $1 million that the council strives to have, we're right in the middle. It's also good for cash flow, so I think we're at a good, position with regards to our surplus. So.
Okay.
I think the county just increased their surplus this year, too.
Let me just look through, give me 1 second to see if there's, because a lot of my questions were around the surplus, and you're explaining some of it. Yeah, in terms of the AAA rating, do you have information on the calculations that enable you to determine the net savings each year in our operating budget or debt service from having 3 AAA ratings versus having 2 or 1?
We just have that once, or to be very simplistic, we have the one slide that if you had AAA rating versus a AA rating, it saves you about $1.5 million over the life of the of a 20-year bond.
It's hard to come up with an exact number. Our bonds are layered, right? So they come due over time, right? So we're trying to just provide an example of what would happen if we weren't AAA rated, which obviously, a higher interest rate would result in higher taxes, right? So it's just information that we're trying to provide.
Okay, it just seems like if we're one of the few municipalities that has all 3 AAA ratings, we might be overreaching a little bit, then there might be.
But why would we want to go
What would you
backwards?
what would you cut out to get rid of the?
Yeah,
No, I'm
because
not,
you would
I'm the
have
one
to-
asking the questions. So,
Everybody in the world wants a AAA bond rating for all 3 agencies. Why would you not want that?
well, I'm just saying that there's other towns that have obviously
Because
made
they can't
the
achieve, they don't
decision.
have the fiscal responsibility that we do. There's a handful of towns in New Jersey that have that, and we're very proud to have it. And we save a lot of money. Everybody strives
Yeah, why would you
to
want to
get
pay
that.
more money for something?
Why wouldn't you want an A? Why
Yeah.
settle for a C?
Well, I think to your point, a lot of other
I'm
towns
not-
don't have it. There's a lot of reasons for that, right? Some being that they may not have enough surplus, and when there are tragic events that they can't pay for, the bond agencies look at that and say, they're a risk, right? They can't pay their bills, right? We don't want to be that. We've never wanted to be that. We wanted to be, at the forefront. And the AAA bond rating, we talk about it a lot because it really, truly means a lot to us and to the borough.
Yeah, I mean, my question wasn't, should we not have a AAA rating? It was, do we need all 3 agencies? So the impact of not having all 3, is it enough that you have to stay with all 3, or could you save some money by not having that much surplus, which you're getting from taxes partially?
I mean,
I
Just
think
what's
we just
the
answered that question.
calculation?
I think,
I don't think it really works that way. I don't think you can just say, okay, I'll drop one rating agency. A lot of times they work together and the ratings, they research with each other. So it's kind of not like, okay, I'm going to drop Moody's.
it helps too, Jim. When we're
Maybe you
bonding
can explain
things,
that better.
or if we want to go out for bond, right? People buying those, right, or the rates that are set on those are set based on the financial position of the borough and the ratings, right? So those all have to be reviewed, right, before you can issue bonds. So not having that, when those go out, basically, dictate what rate you're going to get. So that's why it's important.
It also looks at the community tax ratables, it looks at a whole host of things, so it's not just the municipal end of it. It also looks at the community, so there's a lot of other factors that are with the rate. but, you know, it's great to have a AAA rating. And, you know, once you have it, and then once you go out for the bonds, it gets updated, so it gets revisited. So, it's pretty good.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Seeing no one? Okay, go to the next one.
That's from original. Are we on
Do we gotta vote on
Resolution
that one, or do
128?
we wait till the next one?
127.
We just read 127.
Yeah,
You asked for a motion.
To amend the budget? Comes out to the
Oh, Resolution 2024-128, right?
Yeah, that's where we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Resolution adopting the 2020,
27.
27 still.
I thought we did one.
No, we did not.
Yep.
oh, sorry.
Public hearing.
You're good.
I scrolled down too much, I apologize. Resolution 2024-127 is a resolution to amend the 2024 municipal budget. Based on the state review of the budget, an adjustment needs to be made before final adoption with regard to the Downtown Improvement District contribution and other licenses revenue accounts. The total revenue amounts in the budget, the total budget amount, and the amount to be raised by taxation does not change. The borough received state approved on the 2024 budget.
Okay, can I have a
State
motion,
approval,
please?
excuse me. So moved?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca?
Aye.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Aye.
Mrs. Joffrey?
Yes.
Mrs. McKnight?
Yes.
Okay, resolution 128.
Resolution 2024-128 is a resolution adopting the 2024 municipal operating budget for the Borough of New Providence.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved?
Second,
Second.
roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca?
Aye.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Aye.
Mrs. Joffrey?
Yes.
Mrs. McKnight?
Yes.
Okay, the budget is passed. Okay, resolution 129, please read the title.
Resolution 2024-129 is a resolution adopting the 2024 authority budget for the New Providence Special Improvement District.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved?
Second?
Second.
Okay, at this time, we open it a public hearing. Anybody wishing to address council on this resolution only, please raise their hand. Seeing no one, I declare the public hearing closed. Roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca?
Aye.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Aye.
Mrs. Joffrey?
Yes.
Mrs. McKnight?
Yes.
Okay, the SID budget is adopted. Okay, we have, need approval of minutes for April 9th. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
No, so be it. Okay, we have some correspondence from PSE&G about the COVID-19 recovery charges. PSE&G again about their green programs recovery charge. County of Union about the mosquito spraying. Robert Schmidt about purchasing portion of the property on Pearl Street. You know, that's something I think we're gonna have to discuss. That piece of property is a full building lot, and he just wants to build a portion of it. And that makes no sense to the borough at all. So I think we should put that out for bid, and maybe a developer will come in, or that homeowner, Mr. Schmidt, could buy the entire piece. Because selling a portion of it makes no sense whatsoever. Is everybody in agreement?
I agree.
Agree.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Okay, Fire Department, Robert Villalobos, we thank him, he's resigning, and we thank him for his service, he's relocating.
He took a full-time job, I believe, down in the Carolinas, so
Yes.
yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Ellen Piccolo about the garbage complaint, and I talked to Keith about it, and he's gonna go over and talk to the individual, and I talked to Mrs. Piccolo. Joe Sylvester about Belgian block repair, and that's already been taken care of. Board of Adjustment, on 136 Fells Way, Township of Chatham, flood hazard ordinance adoption, and Board of Adjustment, 575 Mountain Avenue. Have any comments? No. Seeing none, we'll go to Council Business Advisory Board. Lisa.
I'll take this one, Mayor. Resolution 2024-130 is a resolution of the Borough of New Providence authorizing the application to the New Jersey Clean Energy Planning Grant Program. This is a $10,000 grant opportunity that is through the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities. The Community Energy Plan Grant Program provides support to municipalities in developing climate action plans at the local level based on their assessment of which EMP strategies are most applicable in their respective communities.
Okay, Matt, Community Activities.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Resolution 2024-131 is a salary resolution. This is just adding additional instructors for our 3rd and 4th grade baseball program, as well as 2 camp counselors. Resolution 132 is a resolution approving requisition R2400811 for MJ Pepe and Sons in an amount not to exceed $18,780 for paving of walkways at Lions Park. We're going to be using capital funds to remove and repave the walkways in the driveway over at Lions Park. And Resolution 133 is a resolution approving requisition R2400812 for Ben Schaefer Recreation, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $10,852.13 for playground borders at Lions Park under state contract ESCNJ 2021-2 Co-op 65 MCU ESCCPS. I don't know if that's important, but this is approving the purchase and installation of a playground border and mulch, also using capital funds at Lions Park. Lions Park is going to be gorgeous.
Yeah, and the new playground equipment's really nice.
That's cute.
It's a really nice addition to the neighborhood. Okay, engineering, who's going to do that?
I am.
Alyssa, you are?
Yep, keep going.
Okay.
Ordinance 2024-06 is an introduction. It's an ordinance of the Borough of New Providence, County of Union, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 220 of the Code of the Borough of New Providence. This ordinance amends Chapter 220, which is the storm sewer system, to add Article 2, privately owned salt storage. The purpose is to prevent stored salt and other solid de-icing materials from being exposed to stormwater.
This is a state mandate, right? This was a state thing?
Yes.
Ordinance 2024-07 is also an introductory ordinance, an ordinance establishing tree removal and replacement regulations within the Borough of New Providence. It is an introduction of our revised tree ordinance that includes required updates from the DEP. There was a lot of work put into this by our borough. Councilman Kogan and Kaminsky and I worked on this. We also received some input from one of our council advisory committees, the Sustainability Committee, and I thank the borough for all the hard work, and Paul Rizzo on this ordinance.
One more.
Yeah. Resolution 2024-134 is a resolution approving payment number 3, which is the final payment for Riverview Paving, Inc., in the amount of $15,584.05 for the NJDOT fiscal year 2022 Fairmont Road, Bromley Court, and Woodcrest Drive Improvements Project.
Okay, it's nice, final payment. Okay,
Diane
keep going,
show.
Diane,
It's
finance.
my show today. Ordinance 2024-05 is also an introduction. Bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements in and by the Borough of New Providence in the County of Union, New Jersey, appropriating $4,029,898 $4,029,989. Therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $2,801,475 bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof. The introduction of this bond bond ordinance is to fund capital projects in the borough for 2024. The ordinance includes the Pool Bridge Replacement Project, Maple Street Drainage and Paving Project, road paving, replacement of a DPW truck with plow attachment, replacement of a jet vac for the wastewater treatment plant, installation of pickleball courts, Oakwood Park playground improvements, the replacements of SCBA units for the fire department, and that's just a few of them. Resolution 2024-135 is a resolution authorizing payment of the attached bills payable list in the amount of $456,802.58. Significant items include Horizon Healthcare in the amount of $130,360.18. Suburban Disposal, which, April fees for Suburban Disposal of $43,250. Grant Sanitation in the amount of $32,445, and Union County Utilities for $18,330.05.
Okay, thank you. Legal. Lisa.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution 2024-136 is a resolution approving person-to-person transfer of the plenary retail consumption license to Heinel Hospitality LLC. This is transferring license number 2011-33-005-002. Oh, next one. Resolution 2024-137. It's a resolution authorizing the extension of lease agreement between the Borough of New Providence and the New Providence Community Pool and Recreation. This is extending the lease for the community pool for 90 days or until an approval of a new lease agreement is reached, so whichever occurs first.
Okay, we have a raffle application for Rutherford Swim Association, RA 1217, and the application was properly prepared and reviewed. Public Works, Diane, you're up again.
Resolution 2024-138 is a resolution approving requisition R2400815 and R2400850 for Rapid Pump and Meter Service Company, Inc., in an amount not to exceed $14,485 for low lift pump number 3 variable frequency drive replacement and 12-inch check valve at the wastewater treatment plant. Bergen County Co-op number 21-13. And it's basically approving the purchase of a variable frequency drive and check valve associated with, obviously, low lift pump number 3. And this is going to be using capital funds.
Okay, Matt, Shared Services.
Thank you. Resolution 139 is a resolution approving shared service agreement with Union County for emergency dispatching services, and this is just our 10-year agreement with Union County for our dispatch services. This is just solidifying that agreement.
Yeah, I'd like to comment that switching over to county dispatch has worked out very, very well. Hardly any hiccups whatsoever. It was actually a very, very good move that we made. And all the emergency services are very happy with the service that we've been providing.
Got a couple of them in the audience giving us a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And we were locked in on our rate for 10 years, right? This is escalating a little bit.
I mean, it was absolutely
cost of, right.
the best decision we ever made.
And our other dispatch services were going the other direction, so
Yeah.
significant savings to the borough for sure.
Exactly. Okay, let's go to committee reports. I want to thank the police department for doing a drug take back day, which was Saturday. EMS, Jess, they have an open house on 5/14. That's Tuesday night at 6:30. That'll be before our council meeting. And we want to thank you for all you do for the community, Jess. You guys are just amazing. The PBA Fishing Derby is on the 11th, which is not this Saturday, but the following one, and that's at Oakwood Park, which is always a good time for everyone. So You're up, Diane.
Sorry, I have a lot. And just to continue the wastewater treatment plant, Tony and his crew do a great job keeping everything up to date, and just, I can never shout them out enough. Alex Cogan and I joined Bernadette, Cindy Reese, and Lieutenant Don Strabenovich at the Film Ready workshop on April 23rd. That was excellent. It was a great foray into that world with a lot of valuable information. We missed Lamar, but he was
Back there.
he was on vacation, so now we have the tools and are working on setting the borough up to be part of some really exciting opportunities in the Film Ready world, or in the film world. We have the budget presentation. Historical Society on the 11th is having their craft fair, which is always really cool. It also includes the garden club sale, but you have to get there apparently very early in the morning to get the good plants. But also, if you want to donate any plants, you can donate those on the Friday before, if you have anything in your garden that you want to get rid of or split. We had our Downtown Improvement District meeting. Our annual meeting was on the 24th. There were some great ideas to help spruce up the downtown, including the lights. Some of the projects in the past were the hanging flower baskets, which are now out, wrapping the poles with lights, et cetera, et cetera. Also, shout out to the DIG, who sponsors a lot of events, including the summer concert series. And we have a Board of Health meeting tomorrow, so I have nothing to report on that.
Okay, Matt.
Okay, so let me start with this. This is typically Councilman DeSarno's or Cogan's, who aren't here tonight, unfortunately. Mr. DeSarno's a little under the weather, but the Green Fair, I just want to mention, was Saturday, April 20th. What a wonderful event for the community. Sustainability Committee does a great job there. And I just want to thank Mr. Councilman DeSarno. This has been a passion of his from day one that COVID almost derailed, right? And he stuck through it with the committee and really got vendors together, got the location together, worked with the recreation department and the borough administration, and this is really growing into a pretty neat event. And I think, you know, coming out to see some of the electric cars that some of the residents also bring by, and you know, just pretty neat to see for the community to see, you know, what a sustainable life, living a sustainable life could be, and some of the opportunities that they have. During that Green Fair, we did name 3 locals as sustainable heroes, and they were presented awards by Mayor Morgan, and I just wanted to publicly thank them again, and all the volunteers that helped out in the event. But the sustainable heroes are the New Providence High School teacher Alex Martin, a New Providence resident Donna Zane, and another New Providence resident Robert Keller. I want to thank them again for all their efforts in making New Providence a more sustainable place to live. Planning Board, we saw, like I mentioned last time, we saw the Wonder Restaurant application, and it was approved. So next steps, that's going to be in the Wells Fargo building over there. And so the next steps would be for that resolution to be adopted by the planning board. And then I believe there's a waiting period for appeals, et cetera, et cetera. They'll be able to get their application, their permits, and they are, Wonder's building, what was the number, 20, 24, something like that?
Yeah.
Restaurants within New Jersey. There's a lot. So they're going hard and fast. So Wonder is coming.
Don't they have one in Westfield?
They have one in Westfield,
Yeah.
exactly. Let's see, what else? Okay, so community activities, just wanted to touch base on a few items here. We talked about the Lions Park renovations. We passed a couple resolutions tonight. They're going to have a new patio area, repainted bathrooms as well. So the park's going to be great. And it's the recreation did a really nice job of getting that with the playground equipment, et cetera. Our DeCorso Center, I'm not sure if we talked about this, or you might have mentioned this quite a few times, but our generator has been completely installed and up and running there. which is really, really cool, to have, a generator now at the DeCorso Center. Obviously, if we have any outages in town or we need places for our seniors to get warm, if we need places for people to charge up, things of that nature, that's going to be always available. So that was a great addition to the borough.
And, even though we have the shelter here, the seniors feel very comfortable
Agreed,
at
agreed.
the DeCorso Center. So it was really a good move to do that.
Yeah. The Memorial Day Parade on Monday, May 27th, 10 a.m. The recreation's still looking for groups to march or classic cars. So if you are a group out there and you would like to march in the parade, please reach out to the recreation department. You mentioned the Fishing Derby. Fishing Derby Saturday, May 11th. Fishing Derby has literally been one of my favorite events in this town. It's a free family event at Oakwood Park. My very first Fishing Derby, I literally tripped upon it when I brought my 2 young children down to the park during the Fishing Derby. I didn't realize it was there. I live close by, and we were just happened to be walking by. And one of my new neighbors, on the block, threw in a fishing pole, handed it to my daughter, and she caught a fish in like literally 30 seconds, and it was the greatest thrill of her life. So Fishing Derby is near and dear to my heart, so it's always a fun time. That's 8 to 11 on May 11th. Summer registration is open in Community Pass, so there's still room available for summer recreation events. So you please go to the recreation website and check them out. And lastly, just wanted to give a huge thank you to our DPW for getting all of our spring fields and parks ready play condition. It is a little effort as all of our parks and fields sit all winter long. These guys go out there and they really clean them up and get them ready for action. Just saw a T-ball game on my way here across the street, and I watched the game, but I just saw that they were playing, and it warmed my heart to see them out there and playing baseball. So that was all I have.
Okay.
Can I jump in for 1 second? Because Pete's next, and I forgot about Board of Education. Just a shout out, the Board of Education appointed, right? Our new superintendent, Dr. Lauren Zerpeli. So huge shout out to her. I know that the Board of Ed had gone through an extensive search process, and they're all elected officials in our town. So kudos to them. Thank you to them for all their hard work for the Board of Ed, and I'm excited for Dr. Zerpeli.
It's gonna be great.
And the budget was passed too. Good.
Thank you. So prior to coming in here this evening, we officially kicked off Mental Health Awareness Month. Right out on the gazebo. We had, instead of a ribbon cutting that we usually do, we had a ribbon tying. So we had Mayor Morgan, we had the mayor from Summit, Elizabeth Fagan, and we had Councilwoman Lisa Allen. And from Berkeley Heights, Manny Quoto and
Bill Machado.
We all came together and they tied a ribbon around the tree to kick off Mental Health Awareness Month. They are joining us by painting the town's green. So if you drive up and down Springfield Avenue, you'll see the storefronts are painted. You'll see lights are going to be green at Adams Shopping Center and Harley's. You'll see ribbons tied around all the poles, some with QR codes for kindness. So we are looking to expand this program to towns around us, again, to start conversations to reduce stigma around mental health, which is amazing. In addition to that, the elementary schools will be chalking the walk, so they'll be writing inspirational messages so people will see them along the way. We're encouraging residents to either put out green light bulbs or put like a green filter on their lights to light the night green, as well as we have lawn signs with the Be Kind to Your Mind messages or hopeful messages this year as well, so our residents can be actively involved. The poster contest you saw at the beginning, and then with the schools, we're doing something called Morgan's Message. This is the second year where our high school athletes will also be talking about inspirational messages for mental health awareness. Again, anything we can do to put this topic out there in the forefront so everybody is aware that it impacts everybody. Thank you again to our committee. They were here, they were outside. Debbie is, Debbie Merrick is just a power to be dealt with, and she has the passion, the drive to take us forward with this. So thank you to her and the whole committee for everything, and we look forward to a good month. So keep your eye out for the green. That's it for me.
Absolutely.
Everything else, operations normal.
Go ahead, Lise.
I don't have anything except I'm just going to jump on community activities for a little bit and just, it's spring, so it's a shout out to the community garden. It's up and running. I really just wanted to thank the DPW. They did a great job of fixing up all the plots. They were kind of falling apart. So they came in the dead of night. I don't know when they did it. They fixed up all the plots. They delivered soil and chips, and they just really take care of the community garden. So it's all great.
Awesome.
And you had the main
The library.
library.
We had the main, so I've been talking about this for a long time. Our library joined the main consortium, which has been an amazing transition, and it was just such a smart decision. It's really expanded all the resources that we have available to us. You can download, if you haven't yet, you need to go on the website, download the Libby app. You can download the Wall Street Journal. You can read Consumer Reports. You can download any ebook that you want. The resources are just phenomenal. But anyway, we had a little celebration last week to welcome New Providence into the Maine Consortium. Some of the executives from Maine were there to welcome us, and most of us were there, and it was a good day.
Nice. Very nice.
Okay. Bernadette.
Thank you, Mayor. The last few days, the mobile MVC unit was parked in our parking lot out here at the Municipal Center. We worked with the Motor Vehicle Commission to accommodate more than 110 residents with getting real IDs, licenses, registrations, returning license plates, and we hope to bring them back again probably towards the end of the summer, depending on what their schedule is. Good news is PSE&G began milling on Mee Lane, Radcliffe, Whitman, and Coddington. Bad news is they didn't tell us they were coming. So after learning that they were out there, our engineers went out and they're further inspecting some of the channels that are not in the best of conditions. So there's some remediation work that's going to have to be done there before they can pave. Tentatively, they're thinking they may pave on Friday, but we're not hopeful. Division Avenue project is underway. This is a joint project with Summit and the City of Summit and New Providence. Collier's Engineering is overseeing that project for the both townships, so it's a nice marriage for the two of us. South Street water main replacement. After last summer's two major water main breaks in the downtown, we had written a letter to the water company asking them, where we were on the water main replacement list. We got an unfortunate note back from them saying, yeah, we're aware, but not yet. And then somehow out of the blue a few weeks ago, they reached out to me and said, you're up next. So in the next few weeks, we're going to start replacing the water main on South Street. I have a meeting on Thursday with the water company, the engineers, the county, our DPW, our police department, trying to formulate a plan that will be the least invasive on our residents at this point and the downtown businesses. And last but not least, Maple Street is also scheduled to be repaved this paving season. As you guys remember, last year the borough received about $252,000 in grant money. The total estimated cost of that project is well over $500,000. There's been some money allocated in the municipal capital plan that was introduced tonight. Colliers will go out to bid in the next few weeks to get a real estimate on what that project is going to cost, and we hope to award it as soon as the capital plan is adopted. That's all I got.
Thank you for all your work on Jenga-ing everything.
Yeah.
Okay, at this time we have public comments. See opportunity for any member of the public to be heard about issues that are not separate topics scheduled for public hearing tonight to help facilitate an orderly meeting And to permit everybody to be heard, speakers are asked to limit their comments to 3 minutes. Okay, anybody wishing to address council? Seeing no one, I declare the public comments closed. We go to formal action. I need a motion for items 1 through 14, please.
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca?
Aye.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Aye.
Mrs. Joffrey?
Yes.
Mrs. McKnight?
Yes.
Well, can I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
No, so be it. Thank you all for coming tonight, and thank you, Mr. Testa,
Thank you. Thanks.
Bernadette, all the department heads, and our finance committee for doing a great job with this budget this year.
Yeah.
So